Okay, the first vegetable on my now I've grown it, what the hell do I do with it list is mustard greens. Bit of an unappealing name, and it's something that I grow every year. I grow them over the winter and then I grow them over the summer. So twice a year I do a mustard green sowing, and I really rate them as a leafy green vegetable. Every year I grow 2 varieties of mustard greens. There are many, many out there. The 2 that I grow are this one, which is called Green Wave, which is a really lovely, frilly, tender, delicious can I say any more wonderful things about it? I really love this. This is a great one. But I also grow one that's called Dragon's Tongue, which is this one here. You can see it's quite a different shape. It's got really quite big stems in there. Beautiful leaves. I mean, look at that. They are so gorgeous and so delicious. And these ones are just starting to bolt. They're a little bit behind the Green Wave, and they do tend to take a little bit more time to bolt than the Green Wave. But it's one of those things that I get asked a lot. So what exactly is mustard greens? What do you do with them? And I think part of that is the name really puts people off. So mustard greens, like most of these things, you can grow as a like tasty little salad leaf, like if you're picking them really small and young. These are this tall because they've bolted. Normally they're quite a low growing thing, but at this stage obviously they're still perfectly edible, and I've been munching my way through these. That sort of stage, they absolutely live up to their name. They are hot, fiery, they taste like wasabi, like that real mustardy flavour, and they are sweet and mustardy. And in a salad, like if you imagine rocket and some of these, a little bit of spinach, some lamb's lettuce. I'm inundated with lamb's lettuce at the moment, so that's high on my list of things to include in a salad. But these are like shockingly delicious. Quite hot. These ones are particularly hot because they've gone a bit over, but those little tiny tender leaves, oh, they're so beautiful. So that's like the first way you can use them if you're going to just use them as a little salad crop, pick and come again style thing. But if you want to let them get big, some of these leaves are massive. Let me just take this off like that. Right, look, a big leaf of joy. I wouldn't really want to eat this raw. They are pretty fiery by the time they get to this stage and quite tough. So it's a case of blanch them and use them in anything. You don't have to blanch them. If you're not going to blanch them though, I would take the stem out and just use the leaf, chop them up, throw them into anything. They are heaven. In fact, earlier today, I just had these in a bowl of soup. I had some chicken soup and I just shredded a load and chucked it in raw, and it's wonderful. But just like with chard and all of those other leaves that are like a big fat leaf, you do want to chop them up because otherwise they just kind of go together as one big lump in whatever you're trying to stir them into. So trying to treat them a bit like chard, but they've got a very different flavour. When they're cooked, they are tender and sweet, and they lose that real mustardy flavour. They become much more like a very gentle, sweet turnip flavour. And I know some people are like, turnip? But actually like really beautiful, young, fresh turnips when they're only about this sort of size are just so delicate and so lovely. And this has got that sort of same sort of flavour. And I think these are a deeply, deeply underrated vegetable. So I am making a mustard greens risotto. I've chosen this because it's a really good demonstrator of a way that you would use mustard greens like a spinach. It's a standard recipe for a risotto. This time in particular though, I'm going to throw in some few flowered leeks because they are something that we've got masses of at the moment and they're at their peak. It's very, very similar to wild garlic. They are a non-native invasive species, but we happen to have masses of them up on the top edge of my allotment site. Luckily, and I do touch wood, we don't actually have them on our own plot because they were a real nuisance, but we've got masses of them up and around over there. So I'm going to harvest some of those, harvest some mustard greens. I'm actually not going to be taking these ones from in here. I'm going to take some that I've got outside in the bed because they need to be eaten first. Let's go and pick some of that, pick some few flowered leeks and go home and make a risotto. And there we have a mustard greens and few floured leek risotto. Few shaved bits of parmesan on top and we're good to go. I hope that's taken a little bit of the mystery out of mustard greens. They are so versatile. I really recommend you try them. They're such a delicious vegetable just with a bit of a dodgy name. And that is the first of my Now I've Grown It, What Do I Do With It series. I have 1,000,001 other ways to use mustard greens if you're interested in more options or any other vegetables that you just don't know what to do with. Drop me a line underneath and I'll see if I can conjure up some recipes. So that's that. I will see you next week, chaps. Mondays for my patrons and Tuesday for everybody else for next week's vlog. Going forward, this recipe section will be going out 24 hours earlier to my patrons as the vlog does, but it's just this week. It's all got a bit hectic and I'm just pleased to get one out. So this week we've all got it at the same time, but next week we'll be back to 24 hours early. See you later, chaps.